Hello, welcome to my podcast. At the very beginning, I want to ask you a question. What is common between Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Winston Churchill, and Adolf Hitler? What if I told you it is not leadership? It is that they were great storytellers. Mahatma Gandhi, through his stories, brought freedom to a nation. Mother Teresa spoke about compassion and charity. Winston Churchill galvanized a nation to come back from the jaws of defeat. And Adolf Hitler, through his understanding about the superiority of the Aryan race, got us into two world wars. So how do they achieve success? How do these leaders are able to move the masses? Well, it is about persuasion. A major part of leadership is persuasion, and a major part of persuasion is storytelling. When a leader talks about himself or herself in a story, then the people are able to see his vision, his passion, and are motivated to do or act the way the leader wanted them to act. It is said that if people may not remember what you said, they may not remember what you acted, but they will always remember how you made them feel. And that is what the leaders make people do. Let me give you an example. 1930, the Dandi March. Mahatma Gandhi wanted that the masses, the citizens, rise up against the British Empire. Well, he could have gone in for a fiery speech or maybe dharnas, but no, he decided to get himself into line. 240 miles, 24 days. When he started from Sabarmati Ashram on foot for the beaches of Dandi to make salt, when he crossed villages, he moved from village to village, people started following him. And the trickle became a movement. And by the time he reached the Dandi beaches to pick up the first pinch of salt, he had laid the seeds for the independence of a nation. How did that happen? Well, he just did not tell a story. He told his story. He put himself in line. Let me give you another example. Winston Churchill, his famous speech, "We shall fight them on the beaches. We shall fight them on the landing grounds. We shall fight them on the hills. We shall fight them on the streets."
We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender.
That was an iconic speech. What was the motivation behind that speech? It goes back 25 years to 1915 to the campaign of Gallipoli, a disastrous campaign which was led by Winston Churchill. It resulted in the death of thousands of British soldiers. Winston Churchill faced a lot of criticism and humiliation, and he was asked to resign. Anyone else would have faded away, but not Winston Churchill. He did an astonishing thing. He re-enlisted in the army and went as a soldier to the battlefield to fight the battle. 25 years later, it was that spirit of his to face defeat in the face that brought in that beautiful speech which changed the course of history. Well, you may say that you are no Winston Churchill or Mahatma Gandhi or Mother Teresa. Yes, That is right. But you are leaders in your own right. And you may not win a battle or a war, you may not change the course of history. But what you will definitely change is the direction of your bottom line. I am Rajiv Bhargav, and I am not here as a corporate trainer or as a faculty, but I am here as a person who has seen as to how storytelling had made a disruptive change in the boardroom, in the classroom, and even in the battle zone. I am here to take you on a journey which showcases to you that storytelling is a soft skill which has the hardest impact. So, you may be thinking that it is all about leaders, but no, storytelling can be applied everywhere. You may be going for your appraisals, or you may be making a sales pitch, or maybe just a mere presentation. Everywhere you can apply it. But what is the reason? Why is storytelling so impactful? I will not give you one, I'll give you 4 reasons. First, we are wired to listen to stories. The Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the Quran, the Bible, all these are stories that motivate us and show us the right from wrong. And we fall back upon them whenever we feel the need. Second, storytelling has the capability of eliminating noise in your workforce and in your workplace. Let me give an example. Narayan Murthy, when he was telling about the story of how he raised Infosys, he said, I was at my place and I borrowed 10,000 rupees from my wife to set up Infosys and do what I am doing. Well, how powerful that is. See, that is much more impactful than the 50 or the 100 slides that you would have shown. Just one story. The third aspect, people do not buy products. They buy the story behind the products. When you buy Amul butter, you are thinking about the white revolution. You are thinking about Mr. Varghese, who changed the lives of thousands of farmers by setting up the milk unions. And fourthly, when a leader talks about himself in a story, he raises faith amongst his followers. I've already told you 2 stories about that. Well, I am here to take you through a journey of 10 episodes. The first episode being why storytelling is important to leaders. And in the 10th episode, you would be able to pick up any story, any activity in your life, and make such a story out of it that you will be able to impact others, persuade others. Here, I want to show you those 10 episodes. Please do have a look at them. Now, as I close this particular episode, I want you to wait, obviously, for the next episode. And meanwhile, if there are any stories, any impactful stories that you have had in your life, why don't you share it with me? Maybe if it works out, I will be able to use them in one of my episodes, or maybe even in my classes that I take. So thank you.